Hey everybody, welcome back. We are two blessed, and today's topic is called
He's Protestant.
She's Catholic.
How do we make it work? In this video, we want to talk about something that's very important to us, and that's our faith. We are a Christian couple, and within Christianity, there's different denominations, and we belong to two different denominations. I'm Protestant, she's Catholic, and there are some differences in beliefs, there's differences in traditions, just differences in general. And so in the very beginning of our relationship, we had to have a lot of conversations, many which were not easy, because we held very strong beliefs. And, we just had to get through that, to have those conversations was just important to us. And what we want to do in this video is we want to share some of the things that we've done to help us get to where we are today, right? And we also want to help others who may be in a similar situation, who are in a relationship and you guys have different beliefs. So the first thing that we want to do is give a quick background about our individual faith journeys. So I grew up Protestant, specifically the denomination that we follow is Pentecostal. And so my parents both brought me up in a Pentecostal church. I still attend a Pentecostal church. I have family members that also attend non-denominational churches, so I have experience with that as well. And so that is kind of like all I knew growing up. And I was very involved in church, so were my parents. I played the drums since I was 12. I was a youth leader for many years. And just staying in church and being active was very important to me. But as I mentioned, that is all I knew. So it was very, very different to kind of learn more about other denominations, especially Catholicism, as I met Danielle. One of the things that I love about my church is my ability to connect with the Lord in a special way, whether that is through singing, through playing the drums on the worship team. Just feeling the Holy Spirit is just something really special, and to be able to know that I can go to church and just experience that it's just such a great thing. And another reason is my uncle, who unfortunately just recently passed away from COVID. He founded our church, so it's very, very close to me. It's very close to my family to continue to go to my church, and my mom also played a very vital role in continuing the church, because my church had some tough times, just like all churches do, and my mom was one of the most important people that were next to my pastor to help him support him through those tough times. And I was right by my mom's side that whole time, just seeing her as a great example of a Christian and all that she's done to help my pastor throughout those times.
And for me, I was raised and baptized in the Catholic Church. My mother is Catholic. My father was Protestant. But before he died, he actually did become Catholic. But before that, even though he wasn't involved really with the things that we did, like attending church every Sunday and going to holy days of obligation, we would have monthly holy hours with the whole family. I attended CCD so that I can get my sacraments like First Communion. It's equivalent to Sunday school. So even though he wasn't involved in that, we were still all very devout. And then eventually he did become a part of it, and it was really beautiful. So being Catholic is really important to me, and it's all I knew until I met my husband. So when I moved to Washington, I actually started to attend his church, the Pentecostal church, as well as many non-denominational churches. So we have 3 very important key points that really helped us in our journey. The first one is to educate yourself.
Yes, educating yourself. And it's just that once you get caught up kind of in your own world as far as what your family believes in, what church you go to, if that's all you know, it's really difficult to have an open mind about what others believe. And because you're just not exposed to that. And so in order to understand each other, You have to educate yourself not only on what the other person believes, but what you believe as well. You have to firmly understand where you come from and not just kind of let it be this, oh, I grew up here. This is what everyone else believes, so this is what I should believe too. And if anyone were to question you about your beliefs, it would be really hard for you to defend your position, to defend what it is you believe, because you don't really understand why. You just know that that's what you were taught.
Yeah.
So it's just really important that you learn about your beliefs, so that you can be firm. Read the Bible, read different books that help understand your faith, so that you can be ready when those questions arrive, whether it's your own questions or whether it's someone else asking you the questions.
So a couple things that I struggled with and needed to educate myself was, for instance, the cross. In the Catholic Church, they have Jesus on the cross, but in the Protestant Church, Jesus is off the cross. I learned that with some talking to my husband and research that the reason that is because Jesus died and resurrected. So he doesn't need to be on the cross. But for Catholics, we like to keep him there for remembrance of what he did for us. And in all this, I learned that no matter if Jesus is on the cross or not, it's still a cross, and it still means Jesus. Just like our son, Jalen, whether we go to the Catholic Church or any other church, Pentecostal, non-denominational, he knows. He's like, Jesus, like he knows that the importance of the cross, whether he's on there or not. And I think that's really beautiful. Another thing was when you go to a non-denominational church, they have very large screens, lights, smoke, a band, like a big band. But in the Catholic Church, it's more sacred and traditional. Yeah, it's quite different. So being unaware of what goes on there, I used to tell my husband, I think that they're glorifying themselves. Like, I don't understand it. So yeah, I actually ended up going, and I've been going currently, and I've learned that even without all that, it's all about God. The music, the word, everything that they talk about, it's still really beautiful. And even though I'm not in the Catholic Church, I can still feel his presence. And it can still bring you to tears. It's beautiful, and the people are beautiful, and it's really important not to judge a book by its cover. You have to go explore and learn for yourself. Don't just judge.
One of the examples for me is on the topic of praying to saints and praying to Mary. Protestants believe that Jesus is the one true mediator, and there is no reason to go to anyone else. So I had to really understand why it was done and why it was okay to pray to someone else other than Jesus or the Holy Trinity. And one thing that I learned through conversations with Danielle, through watching or reading books, and also speaking to our priest, is that prayer to saints or to Mary, it is not a traditional prayer that you would do necessarily to Jesus. The term prayer really defines to the word ask. So it's asking either Mary or a saint to pray for you. You're not necessarily praying to them as in worshiping them. It is asking them to pray for you. So it just helped me to kind of have a deeper understanding of why that is. Even though it might still not align with my beliefs, I at least have a deeper understanding of that, so that I don't rely on rumors or misunderstandings. Some of the tools that we've used to help educate ourselves are, of course, the Bible, reading the Bible together, unbiased YouTube videos, and books as well. And one that we really want to mention, as far as for YouTube videos, that has been so huge for us, is the 10-Minute Bible Hour. 10-Minute Bible Hour is a channel on YouTube led by a man named Matt. He was a former pastor, which he has moved his ministry to YouTube now, and he pretty much does exactly what I was looking for. And that was going to all the different denominations and coming in an unbiased way and just asking questions simply to understand what they believe and why they believe it, so that he can kind of learn from himself and teach others about what they believe. And that's something that I really wanted to do. It's just, like I mentioned earlier, you get so sucked into your own denomination that you don't really understand or know much about the other denominations within Christianity. And so this kind of created this window for us to look into that and to just watch him have these interactions with these great people.
And they're really great conversations. Like, you could just tell he really cares, and there's no judgment at all. He's really great at what he does.
Yeah, I really, really recommend it. We watched like all his videos, and it's been so helpful for us to learn, because there's videos on Catholicism, there's videos on all the different Protestant branches. Not every single one yet. He's getting there.
No, yeah, and he goes into a lot of depth, and he talks to each pastor that's there, and they show him the church, and what he asks, like, what does this mean? Why is that? Like, it's just really informative. Like, I've learned so much.
And there's debates that he has. Like, for example, what's the one we watched
with Matt Fradd? He's Catholic, and he I would say, was he biased?
No,
I don't think so. But of course, he wants people to be Catholic. But it's still, they're really great. They're good friends.
Yeah, like they weren't like a debate where it was like a heated debate or anything. It was a very respectful conversation, literally just stating facts. Like, this friends. Is what I believe, and this is what you believe.
Good conversation.
Yeah, so watch 10-Minute Bible Hour on YouTube. I highly recommend it.
Yes.
So as I mentioned, we also read books, and Danielle has one that she really likes.
Yeah, the Fathers Know Best, which is the church fathers that either knew Jesus or were really close to his time. So it's just about different subjects like, abortion or the sacraments.
Church and the Pope, God.
Yeah, all kinds of things. And you can read up what each church father thought and what they believed, whether they believed it or they didn't. It's just like good material to read.
Yeah, one that I read as well is this book called Protestantism. So it helped me to read about the history of how the Protestant church started a long time ago and what all went into that. J. Leslie Dunstan is a part of a group of other books that speak on other religions as well.
Yeah, it's a really cool little collection.
Not just Christianity.
And this one's by Jimmy Akin, in case anybody wants to know. Key point number 2 is to compromise with each other. It's really important to keep Christ center and in the middle of your family life. If you don't do that, there's going to be friction. You're not going to feel loved. You're going to feel separated, and you need to have that unity as a whole. And the best way to do that is to keep Christ in the middle. Ways that we've done that is by attending 2 services. We go to my church, and then we go to Joel's. And we also go up for blessings. When I'm going up for communion, Joel will come up and get a blessing from the priest. And when we go to his church, the pastor at the end will ask if anybody needs any special prayers to be prayed over. You can either come up or you can stand, and he will pray right over you. We can also do that at my church, but you have to wait till the end, and then you just meet with the priest at the end, and he'll pray over you, and it's really beautiful.
It's just really important to participate, right? To be there and to say, I am here to, even if, for example, going to the Catholic Church is not something I would traditionally do, or vice versa. It doesn't matter. We're there to support each other, to be there for what we believe in, and kind of what we'll get at the end. It's all for Jesus, regardless. Doesn't matter what the differences are. And so it's just really important that you compromise and don't just say, I'm going to stay home. I don't believe in that, so I'm good. I'm going to stay home. That's not healthy for a relationship. And so that's one of the things we wanted to bring up, is to make sure that you do compromise. And another example of something that we've done is, for example, baby dedication. So at my church, we dedicate a baby to the Lord. It's something that you do to say, we're dedicating our child to the Lord. And here's the witness of the parents and also the
godparents.
Godparents, thank you. And then also, of course, Catholics baptize babies. So we did baptism for our not two sons yet, but we're
going to.
We baptized Jalen in California, and Jordan
hopefully
soon.
We'll be baptized out here in Washington. But yeah, it's super important to keep that unity, and the best way to do it is to compromise with each other and do it with a loving heart. You have to mean it, just go because you love them and you love God and you just want to make things good and support your family as a whole.
Our last key point is to remember the most important thing. And the most important thing is to have Jesus Christ as your personal Savior and to have a relationship with Him. And it's just really important to remember that, because it doesn't matter what denomination you're in. Jesus is the reason. Our religion is called Christianity. It's not called Protestantism. It's not called Catholicism. It is Christianity. And the first word in Christianity is Christ. And we just need to remember to focus on Him.
So if you guys are struggling in your marriage or you're just starting out, we highly recommend to develop a relationship with God and with each other. You do have to make the choice together, though. But if you don't, it is still good to do this on your own. Reading books or just talking to God to start your own relationship with Him. And then your spouse will see it and he'll be touched. He will be touched because God... or she. Because God works in mysterious ways. He always knows. And he knows what to do. So don't worry. Have faith. And it might not happen right away. And if it does, then God bless you guys. That's just so great. But if He doesn't, don't stop. Keep praying and keep trying. And you guys will get there. We'll be praying for everybody that watches this video. We just want to lend some support and let you know that everybody has struggles. And we've struggled in this. And I wouldn't say we've overcome it, but you have to work at it constantly.
We're not perfect. Just because we came out with this video doesn't mean that, we're 100% there and perfect at everything that we talked about in this video. But we've come a long way.
We have.
A long way.
By the power of God.
Yes.
So we really hope that you guys took something from this, and just... even if you just watched it to watch it, it's good stuff, and we're just here to help and shed light on tough subjects because it is hard. It is hard, and you want to talk about these things before you get married because it's so important. You don't want to get so deep into it and then you're like, oh, well, you know what, that's not going to work for me. So just do it before and pray about it. That's the most that we can really say is prayer is so important. Well, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end the video there. We hope that you enjoyed and somebody got something from this and we helped one of you.
At least one,
yeah. And we just thank you for watching and sticking around this long. Again, subscribe, like, comment, let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to watch Matt at the 10-minute Bible Hour. He's awesome, and he's helped us so much. Yeah. God bless you.
Wait, actually, I want to add just really quick, and leave us feedback too.
Yeah.
This is our fifth video,
I think.
And we just want to know how we're doing. Just give us feedback on what we're doing well, what we could do better in the future, what you would like to see us talk about, content. That's all really good. And so we just appreciate, we have, I think, 36 subscribers as of today. So thank you to all that have subscribed already, and please, those who haven't, do so. We just thank you all for being here and along on this journey.
Yeah, God bless you guys.
God
Bye.
bless. Bye-bye.